Imagine being asked to watch over a dead body overnight in a dark, empty house, while something inhuman watches you. That's the terrifying setup of The Vigil, 2019, a psychological horror steeped in ancient Jewish lore. The film opens in Brooklyn, where a young man named Yaakov is struggling. He's recently left his ultra-Orthodox Jewish community and is battling guilt, trauma, and financial hardship. One night, he's approached by a rabbi with a strange request to serve as a shomer, hierarch, someone who keeps vigil over a deceased person until burial. The job pays well. Yaakov, desperate, agrees. He arrives at the home where the body of a Holocaust survivor named Mr. Litvak lies in the living room covered by a white sheet. The atmosphere is thick with silence, but something feels wrong. The man's widow, Mrs. Litvak, warns Yaakov her husband was haunted and the entity is still here. As the night progresses, Yaakov begins experiencing terrifying visions. Shadows move, doors creak. A phone call from a disconnected line whispers his name. He sees flashes of a dark creature lurking just beyond his vision. And then, the body begins to move. But this isn't just a haunted house story. The entity tormenting Yaakov is a Mazzik, a malevolent demon from Jewish mythology. It attaches itself to pain, trauma, and guilt. It fed on Mr. Litvak for years, and now it wants Yaakov. Throughout the night, the house becomes a maze of hallucinations and dread. Yaakov is forced to confront his past, including the death of his brother, which he blames himself for. The Mazzik uses his grief against him, whispering lies, recreating horrific memories, and slowly breaking him down. But Yaakov begins to fight back. He discovers Mr. Litvak's journal, which contains pages of protection prayers and a history of the demon's torment. Using this knowledge, and his will to finally let go of guilt, Yaakov confronts the Mazzik in a chilling final scene. It doesn't go down easily. Lights shatter, the room twists and warps. The demon appears in full grotesque form. But, with the right ritual and a final act of bravery, Yaakov expels the creature. By morning, he's not the same man. He walks into the daylight forever changed, not just by the horror he faced, but by what he had to forgive inside himself. The Vigil isn't filled with cheap jump scares. It's about grief, trauma, and what happens when we carry it too long. A tight, atmospheric horror that feels fresh yet ancient. A haunting you'll think about long after it ends.